Okay, so if you're running a home services business right now, plumbing, roofing, HVAC, that kind of thing, you definitely know the game online is tough.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you're talking about advertising.
Right. We're talking high costs, really fierce competition, particularly on platforms like Google Ads. It feels like you're just constantly battling.
Just to get seen, yeah.
Yeah.
Let alone trying to connect with the right customer without completely bleeding your budget dry.
Exactly. And, people searching for home services, they often have this urgent, immediate need.
Mm-hmm. Which means everyone else wants to get in front of them too,
Yeah.
right? And that just drives up the price for every single click.
But here's the kicker. As you know, not every click turns into a real lead.
And not every lead is going to turn into a paying customer either. That's the crucial part.
Right. So it's not just about getting clicks, getting traffic. It's got to be the right traffic, the kind that actually converts into business.
Which leads us right where we need to be for this deep dive.
Yeah. The absolute core metric, cost per lead, CPL. And look, mastering CPL, it isn't just like a nice idea for 2025. It feels pretty essential for actually making money and growing in this space.
Totally essential.
Yeah.
Think of CPL as the efficiency gauge for your paid ad spend.
Okay.
If that number is too high, or maybe you don't even know what it is.
Well, you could just be pouring money into the top,
Yeah. And watching it evaporate before it ever becomes revenue.
Exactly.
So to help us really unpack all this, we've been digging into some really specific source material.
Yeah, good stuff too. Insights pulled straight from a white paper and a companion video series.
From BusySeed, right. And it's laser focused on Google Ads CPL strategies, specifically for home services businesses.
And this isn't just theory. The material lays out a really clear kind of experience-based framework for understanding what's driving those costs up and what tactical moves are really key to winning on Google Ads. Not just now, but thinking ahead to 2025.
Got it. So our mission here is pretty simple, really. We're going to walk you through these sources.
Pull out the most valuable bits, the proven strategies they talk about.
It's all aimed at helping you attract more qualified customers.
While actually cutting back on those frustrating ad costs.
Yeah. Think of this as your shortcut, maybe, to understanding how you might turn your Google Ads spend from this kind of unpredictable expense into a more predictable engine for getting actual qualified leads.
Okay, all right, let's get into it then. First things first, these sources, they really hammer home why CPL is so uniquely important in the home services world specifically. What's the core insight there?
Well, what's fascinating and what the material really points out is the specific environment home services operate in on Google Ads.
Yeah.
It's one of the most competitive sectors out there, period. You've got people searching who are often, in distress.
Like a flooded basement, or the AC dying in a heat wave.
Exactly. So that creates these intensely high-intent searches, which in turn just fuels these incredibly fierce bidding wars for those top ad spots.
Which directly pumps up the cost per click, the CPC.
Precisely. And when your CPC is high, naturally your CPL is going to feel that pressure.
Sure.
But it's not just the cost per click, right? It's also the huge variability in lead quality you see. You get those genuine emergencies, sure, but you also get the tire kickers, right?
Yeah.
People just looking for free advice, maybe comparing quotes with no real intent to buy from an ad.
Or even job seekers clicking by mistake. Happens all the time.
All the time. So every dollar you spend, it needs to be chasing a lead that has a real tangible potential to turn into a paying job.
So if your CPL is high and a big chunk of those leads aren't even good quality, well, you're essentially paying good money for bad results.
Exactly right. The sources mention that the average CPL on Google Ads for home services can vary, but figures around 66 figures are often cited as an average.
Okay, 66 average.
But that varies wildly, depending on the specific service, the market you're in.
Sure.
And if your CPL starts creeping up beyond what your business model can actually sustain, well, it eats into your job margins incredibly fast, even before you factor in your sales team's close rate,
And the flip side, the potential upside, if you do get this right, that's got to be huge, isn't it?
Oh, it's massive.
Yeah.
The material highlights that even a, let's say, relatively modest reduction in your CPL, maybe 20%.
Okay.
That could potentially translate into 30%, maybe even 40% more qualified leads.
For the same ad budget.
For the exact same advertising budget.
Yeah.
That's the power of optimizing this one metric.
Wow.
It's not just about tracking a number. It's a core strategy for enabling scalable, profitable growth.
Okay, so CPL is the big one. We get it. But to actually get that CPL down, you need to be tracking the right stuff, the right data points. What are the absolute key metrics the sources say home services pros must keep an eye on?
Right. Before you even jump into tactics, you need to understand the vital signs, the things that feed into your CPL.
Okay.
And the sources, they don't just list a bunch of metrics. They highlight these specific few because they are the direct levers you can pull to impact that final cost per lead.
Got it. What's first?
First up is CTR, click-through rate.
Okay.
This tells you how often people who see your ad actually click on it. Pretty straightforward. A high CTR often means your ad is relevant, yet compelling to what the searcher needs.
Makes perfect sense. Relevant ads get clicked more.
Then there's CVR, conversion rate. This is a direct measure.
Yeah.
How many of those clicks actually turn into a lead?
Okay.
That could be someone filling out a form on your landing page or, and this is really important for home services, making a phone call directly from the ad or the page.
Right. The phone calls are huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
This metric is basically your report card on how well your landing page is capturing that interest once they click.
Okay. So CTR for ad appeal, CVR for page effectiveness. What else feeds into this CPL picture?
Impression share is also key. This tells you how often your ads are actually showing up compared to how often they could be showing. Based on things like your budget, your bidding, your ad quality score. If your impression share is low, you're leaving potential visibility, potential leads on the table.
Could be budget limits or maybe bids or targeting need work.
Exactly. Shows your reach potential. Now, while the overall CPL is vital, the sources really emphasize breaking it down further.
So.
You need to look at CPL by campaign, by ad group, maybe even by specific keyword.
Why so granular?
Because your overall average CPL can easily hide pockets of amazing low-cost performance and significant areas where you're just wasting spend. You have to drill down to find out what's truly efficient and what's dragging you down.
So it's about finding those hidden inefficiencies or maybe the star performers.
Exactly. And perhaps the most critical metric, according to these sources, specifically for home services, is lead quality score.
Lead quality score. Okay, tell me more.
This goes way beyond just getting a form submission logged or seeing a call come through in Google Ads.
Right.
You need a system, often involves sales feedback or CRM integration, to actually evaluate whether those leads turn into booked appointments
Okay.
and ultimately into paying jobs.
That's the closed loop thing I keep hearing about. Marketing gets the contact.
Right.
But sales confirms if it was actually a good lead that turned into real money.
Precisely. Implementing a system where your sales team or maybe your dispatch team can tag those leads. Was this hot? Was it spam? Did it book? Did it close?
Right.
And then feeding that data back into your advertising analysis, it's invaluable. The sources really stress that regular, maybe even weekly communication.
Weekly?
Yeah, weekly alignment between your marketing and sales teams is essential. You need to agree on what a truly high-quality lead actually looks like for your business.
That makes so much sense. I mean, a super low CPL doesn't mean anything if all the leads are just junk calls or people outside your service area, right?
Absolutely not. And here's a smart tactical tip from the sources related to this. Always optimize by the service you're advertising, not just the whole account overall.
Okay, why?
Well, think about it. A high-ticket job, like a full HVAC system replacement, that might justify a higher CPL goal than, say, a quick routine plumbing maintenance call.
Because the potential revenue and profit are totally different.
Entirely different. So your CPL target should reflect that value.
That ties right into understanding the potential value of the jobs you're trying to get. Okay. Now, speaking of money, the sources offer a specific framework for actually allocating your budget in 2025, don't they?
They do. They provide a recommended structure. It's not just about the total amount you spend, but how you strategically divide it up.
Okay, what's the breakdown look like?
So their proposed 2025 budget allocation suggests something like this. Roughly 60% allocated to your high-intent, direct lead-driving search campaigns.
So the emergency plumber near me type searches.
Exactly. Or roof repair estimate, the ones where people are ready to act. Then maybe about 20% for brand awareness and retargeting.
Okay, keeping your name out there.
Yeah, keeping your business visible to people who've already shown some interest, maybe visited your site, helps you stay top of mind when they're finally ready to book.
Makes sense. And the last 20%?
And this is crucial. 20% dedicated specifically to testing and exploring.
Testing? Like what?
This budget is earmarked for trying out new keywords,
Yeah.
maybe experimenting with different ad copy, different creative approaches, or exploring newer campaign types like Performance Max.
Okay.
The sources strongly emphasize that this continuous testing, it isn't optional. It's really foundational to ongoing improvement and, importantly, preventing your CPL from just gradually creeping up in a dynamic market.
So you actually need dedicated funds just to innovate and find what works better over time.
Yeah.
Okay. And before you even set the budget percentages, how do you figure out what your ideal CPL goal should even be? The sources give a way to sort of reverse engineer this, right?
They do. They give a framework for doing exactly that, and it's based on your specific business financials, not just some random industry average.
Okay, what do you need?
You need to calculate 3 key things. 1, your average revenue per job for a specific service you offer.
Got it. Average job value.
2, your desired return on ad spend, RAS. So how much revenue do you want back for every dollar you put into ads?
Okay, ROAS target.
And 3, your conversion rate from a raw, lead someone who calls or fills out a form, to a closed paying job, your lead to job close rate.
Okay, average job value, desired ROAS, and lead to job close rate. Walk me through a simplified example, maybe like the one they described.
Okay, let's use an example similar to theirs. Suppose your average job value for, let's say, AC repair is $2,500.
Okay, $2,500 job.
And let's say you have a target ROAS of 5 to 1. You want $5 in revenue for every $1 spent on ads.
5x ROAS. Got it.
And finally, let's say your sales team, on average, converts about 40% of the leads you generate for that service into actual paying jobs.
Okay, so $2,500 job value, 5 to 1 ROAS target, 40% lead to job close rate. How do we get to the CPL goal?
Right. First, figure out how much you can afford to spend in ad cost to get one single closed job while still hitting that 5.1 ROAS target.
Okay.
That's simply your job value, $2,500 divided by your desired ROAS, 5.
So $2,500 divided by 5, that's $500.
Exactly. $500 is your maximum allowable ad cost per closed job.
Okay, $500 total ad cost to land one $2,500 job, hitting the ROAS goal. Makes sense.
Exactly. Now, you know you need multiple leads to get that one job right because of your 40% close rate.
Right, not every lead closes.
If your close rate is 40%, that means for every 10 leads, you close 4 jobs. So to get just one job, you need 1 divided by your close rate expressed as a decimal.
So 1 divided by 0.40.
Which equals 2.5. You need, on average, 2.5 leads to get one closed job.
Okay, 2.5 leads per closed job in this example.
Perfect. So now your maximum affordable CPL is simply the total ad cost you can spend per job, $500, divided by the number of leads you need to get one job, 2.5.
Okay, $500 divided by 2.5 leads.
Equals $200.
Okay. So based on those specific numbers, the $2,500 job, the 5x ROAS, the 40% close rate, your maximum target CPL is $200.
Exactly. And the key takeaway here isn't the $200 itself, it's the process. You have to plug in your own business numbers for average job value, your desired ROAS, and your actual lead to job close rate.
Right. To calculate your specific maximum sustainable CPL for that service.
Precisely. The number will absolutely vary by business, by service, but the process of reverse engineering it from your profitability goals, that's the essential step the sources highlight.
And maybe do that calculation for different services if their job values or close rates are really different.
Definitely recommended, yeah.
Okay, budget framework understood, goal calculation method clarified. Now, the sources say the actual foundation of a low CPL campaign really starts with how your Google Ads account is structured. It's not just about throwing money at it, right?
Absolutely not. Think of it like building a house, right?
Mm.
You need a solid foundation and a logical layout. It's non-negotiable for efficiency.
Makes sense.
The sources strongly recommend organizing your campaigns and ad groups, not just by the service you offer, but critically by the searcher's intent.
Okay, intent. How does that work?
Well, say you offer both roof repair and full roof replacement. Those shouldn't just be lumped into the same campaign. They likely need separate ad groups, maybe even separate campaigns entirely.
Why is that?
Because someone searching for fix leaking roof has a completely different mindset, a different urgency than someone searching for cost to replace entire roof.
Totally different needs and probably different stages in the buying process.
Exactly. And that laser focus allows you to make sure the ad copy they see, and crucially, the landing page they click through to, perfectly matches exactly what they were searching for.
And that tight alignment, that relevance helps everywhere.
It's fundamental. It helps Google's quality score, which can lower your CPC.
Right.
And maybe even more importantly, it boosts your conversion rate, which directly impacts your CPL. The more relevant the whole experience feels, the higher the chance they become a lead.
So structure by service and intent. What else?
You should also probably have separate ad groups for things like your own brand terms.
People searching for your company name.
Yeah. and specific geographic locations you serve, unique offers you might be running. It's about creating tight thematic groups.
Which leads right into geo-targeting. For local home services, that seems like a no-brainer, doesn't it?
It's absolutely vital. The sources really emphasize targeting your actual granular service area. Don't just target the whole broad city name if you don't serve all of it efficiently.
Use zip codes, maybe? Or county lines?
Exactly. Zip codes, county lines, or even specific radius targeting around your service hub. The point is to ensure your budget isn't wasted showing ads, or worse, getting clicks from people who are simply too far away for you to serve profitably.
Protect that budget.
Got to protect the budget. And speaking of protecting the budget, negative keywords are presented as absolutely vital.
Okay, tell me about negatives.
Critically important. Honestly, one of the quickest and easiest ways to start lowering your CPL is to actively use negative keywords.
How do they work?
They filter out low intent or just completely irrelevant traffic before you pay for the click.
Ah.
The sources give good examples like adding negatives for terms related to jobs, hiring, salary.
People looking for work, not service.
Right. Or things like DIY, free, parts only. People searching for those things are not looking to hire a professional service right now. You don't want to pay for that click.
And you probably have to keep adding to that negative list, right? People search in weird ways.
Absolutely. It is definitely not a one-time setup. Reviewing your actual search terms report regularly, seeing what people actually type to trigger your ads, is part of that ongoing optimization the sources say is necessary.
To prevent that CPL creep we talked about.
Exactly. Don't fall into this set it and forget it trap with Google ads. The market changes, search behavior changes. You need to adapt, maybe weekly.
Weekly analysis. Wow, that sounds like a significant commitment, but I guess it's crucial for performance.
It really is. But that data directly shows you where money might be leaking out or where new opportunities might be hiding.
Okay.
Now, beyond just the structure and location, let's talk about who you're actually targeting. The sources mentioned smarter targeting frameworks for 2025.
Right. It's not just about how many people see the ad, but reaching the right people.
Precisely. The sources highlight leveraging different audiences within Google Ads to really tighten up your targeting.
Like what kind of audiences?
Well, first, utilize remarketing lists. This lets you re-engage users who've already visited your website but didn't convert, didn't call, or fill out a form.
Okay.
They already showed some interest, right? So they're generally warmer leads, and your ads might resonate more. It's about staying top of mind with people who already kind of know you.
Like reminding someone who looked at your furnace repair page back in September but didn't call. Maybe hitting them again in November when it actually gets cold.
Exactly, that kind of thing.
Really?
Then there's customer match.
Customer match.
Yeah. If you have lists of your existing customers, or maybe past leads, obviously with the necessary permissions and privacy compliance.
Right. Important caveat.
You can upload these lists to Google. Google can then find other users online who share similar characteristics to your list.
Creating similar audiences or lookalike audiences.
Exactly. Allowing you to target people who look like your best customers already.
That sounds incredibly powerful. Using what you know about your current good customers to find more people just like them.
It can be. Or conversely, you could use those lists to exclude your existing customers from certain lead generation campaigns if your goal is purely new business acquisition.
Okay. Lots of flexibility there.
And similar to how we talked about negative keywords, the sources stress actively excluding bad actors or consistently unqualified traffic at the audience level where possible.
How do you do that?
Well, it means adding exclusions for user lists or audience segments that, based on that lead quality score feedback loop we discussed.
Connecting it back.
They consistently generate low quality leads.
Yeah.
Actively filtering out clicks or calls from segments, are irrelevant, saves you money, and directly lowers your CPL over time.
And the pro tip here is definitely using that call tracking, using CRM tagging, and feeding that quality information back into Google Ads.
Yes.
So, which audiences or demographics or segments are actually generating the highest quality, highest converting leads.
Yes, absolutely. That closed loop feedback, it's like the engine. It allows you to continuously refine your targeting, shifting budget, and focus towards the audiences that are actually profitable for your business. It's not just guesswork.
Okay, fantastic. So we understand the structure. We know who we're targeting. Now, how do we actually get them to click our ad when they see it amongst all the others? Let's talk ad creative and copy tactics for 2025.
Right. This is where you make your compelling case in just a few short lines of text. The sources share some tactics that are really working well.
Like what?
One big one is using urgency-based CTA's calls to action.
Okay.
For home services, like we said, needs are often urgent. So highlighting things like same-day service available, 24/7 emergency repairs, or immediate availability that taps directly into the searcher's pain point.
Speaking their urgent language, yeah.
Location mentions are also absolutely key for local businesses. You got to include your city, maybe even a specific neighborhood, or your main service area directly in your headlines and your display URLs.
So it immediately signals relevance.
Right. An ad for Springfield AC repair instantly resonates more with someone in Springfield than just a generic AC repair ad. Instantly tells them, you're local, you serve them.
Makes sense. What else works in the ad copy?
Numbers. Numbers tend to stand out and they build trust.
Oh.
Think about including things like 4.9 star rating or serving your city name for 20 years, maybe over 500 happy local customers.
That social proof, it's powerful when you're choosing who to call for help.
Very powerful. And pairing those trust signals or urgency messages with clear offer hooks, that helps too.
Offers like discounts.
Yeah. The sources suggest testing, enticing, offers like $50 off your first service call, or maybe a flat $89 diagnostic fee, or free estimate within 15 minutes, even limited time seasonal discounts.
Give them an extra little nudge.
Exactly. Give people an extra incentive. It can make the difference between them clicking your ad or clicking a competitor's right next to it.
And we definitely can't forget about ad extensions, right? Those extra bits of info under the main ad.
Oh no, extensions are crucial. They're crucial for performance, and they literally make your ad bigger and more visible on the page.
Which ones are most important for home services?
Call extensions are basically non-negotiable. Make it one-click easy for someone to call you directly from the ad, especially on mobile, especially for those emergencies.
Right.
Location extensions add trust and help guide people if they need directions, and things like structured snippets or site link extensions.
Site links.
Yeah, they let you highlight specific services under the main ad, like plumbing services, drain cleaning water heaters, leak detection. It gives users more relevant information before they even click, increasing the chance the click is qualified.
And the sources remind us to stay within those character limits, right? Can't headlines under 30 characters, descriptions under 90.
Those limits are fixed. So yeah, every single character counts. You need concise, compelling copy that speaks directly to the searcher's immediate need and highlights why they should choose you, like right now.
Okay. So someone searches, they see a great relevant ad with helpful extensions, they click. Where do they land? The landing page. The sources say this is absolutely critical for the conversion rate, and by extension, the CPL. You can nail the ad, but if the page isn't right,
Poof. You've essentially just paid for a click that led nowhere useful. The landing page is where the lead capture either happens or completely falls apart.
so it has to be built for conversion.
It has to be designed specifically to convert that interested clicker into a contactable lead for your business, period.
What are the essential ingredients of a high-converting home services landing page, based on what the sources say?
Okay, they emphasize several key elements. First, an immediate, crystal clear value proposition right at the top, ideally above the fold, visible without scrolling.
What service? Who for? Why you?
Exactly. What service are you offering? Who are you for? And why are you the best choice? Don't make them hunt for it. State your case instantly.
Got it. What else?
Strong, highly visible calls to action are absolutely vital. Use clear, action-oriented buttons. Things like call now, get a free estimate, schedule service online, or request service here.
Make it obvious what you want them to do next.
And make those buttons stand out. Guide the user clearly to that next step. Make it incredibly easy for them to contact you.
Okay. What about trust?
Trust signals are paramount on the landing page too. You need to prominently feature elements that build credibility.
Like what kind of things?
Customer testimonials or reviews, even just star ratings can help. Industry certifications you hold, local association memberships, guarantees you offer, or simply clear, licensed, and insured badges.
Proof that you're legitimate and actually good at what you do builds confidence.
Yes, and this is a big one the sources hit on. The content on the landing page must be service-specific and directly aligned with the ad copy and the keyword the user clicked on.
That relevance thing again.
Super important here. If someone clicked your ad for water heater repair, they need to land on a page specifically about your water heater repair services. It should outline your process, the benefits of choosing you, and have CTAs tailored for that specific service.
Not just a generic page listing all your services.
Definitely not. That customization for relevance is absolutely key to keeping them engaged and ultimately getting them to convert.
Okay. Anything else on the landing page? Technical stuff?
Exactly. Don't forget the technical side. Mobile responsiveness is just non-negotiable in 2025. Most home services searches are happening on phones, often in an emergency,
It needs to work flawlessly on mobile.
flawlessly. And the page needs to load fast. Users in a crisis, or even just impatient users, they won't wait around for a slow page.
Good point.
And if you're using lead forms on the page, simplify them ruthlessly. Only ask for the absolute essential information needed to make contact. Minimize friction. Don't ask for their life story up front.
Keep it simple. Okay, so it really sounds like it's the structure, the targeting, the ad creative, and the landing pages all working together as a complete system. The sources even back this up with a case study, right? Showing the power of this kind of approach.
They do, yeah. They highlight the specific home services company that was, struggling. High CPLs, low lead volume, before they partnered with BusySeed.
Okay.
And by implementing many of the strategies we've just been talking about, really focusing on those high intent keywords,
Yeah.
structuring the ad groups logically by intent, refining the geo-targeting, getting that lead tracking integrated accurately.
Applying these very principles we've discussed.
Precisely. Within a relatively short time frame, just about 3 months, they were able to achieve a remarkably low average CPL. The number cited was $6.12.
Average CPL.
Yeah. Now, the sources do note the typical industry range is often cited as $25 to $75, maybe even higher depending on the service and the market competitiveness.
Wow. So going from potentially struggling somewhere in that typical much higher range down to just over $6. That really demonstrates the potential impact of this kind of precision optimization.
It absolutely does. The case study also mentioned they saw a strong click-through rate over 10%
Nice.
and generated over 150 conversions during that period, all while seeing their actual cost per click decrease by about 11%.
So better results, more efficiently.
It's a really powerful real-world example. It shows how treating Google Ads not just as a place you need to be, but as a system, a machine to be finely tuned and optimized specifically for CPL. Well, it can transform wasted spend into consistent, scalable lead generation.
That case study really drives home what's possible when you focus on the right metrics and actually apply these kinds of tactical strategies consistently.
It shows that Google Ads can be an incredibly powerful machine for home services businesses, but only if you manage it with precision, with data-driven decisions.
Okay. So bringing this all together then, as we wrap up, what's the core kind of overarching message that's really reinforced by these sources for home services businesses trying to navigate Google Ads effectively in 2025?
I think the core message is crystal clear. Success on Google Ads, it isn't just about getting clicks anymore. It's not even just about the sheer volume of leads you get.
Okay.
It's fundamentally about efficiency, about reliability, and ultimately about profitability. You really have to treat your paid advertising, especially Google Ads, as a precise machine, one that's engineered to generate qualified leads at a sustainable, predictable cost per lead.
And getting that CPL right, keeping it in check, that's really the key to ensuring those leads actually turn into profitable jobs that help you grow your business.
Exactly. And the crucial strategic areas that the sources highlighted for achieving that lower CPL and enabling that kind of scalable growth are really building those tighter intent-based ad account structures,
Right.
implementing smarter audience-aware targeting,
Mm-hmm.
creating compelling performance-focused ad copy and creative, and relentlessly, continuously optimizing your landing pages, specifically for conversion. It's all those pieces working together.
It sounds like a really clear system to follow, actually. And the sources also note that, hey, there are further resources available from BusySeed, kind of building on this experience for businesses that want to dive even deeper into implementing these strategies, right?
Yeah, they do point to the availability of additional support, more detailed guides, recognizing that applying all these principles effectively, it often requires dedicated focus, maybe some specific expertise.
Makes sense. Okay, so here's the thought we want to leave you with from this deep dive, drawing directly from these insights we've discussed. If consistent, data-driven optimization is truly the absolute key to preventing your CPL from slowly, quietly eating away at your profit margins in this competitive market, what specific systems or maybe even just simple habits will you put in place starting now to ensure that ongoing focus?